Have you ever tried to learn something new like coding, photography, or a new language and told yourself, this time I'm really going to do it? You make a plan, you feel excited, you even tell your friends. But then life gets in the way. Work gets busy, you skip one day, then another, and before you know it, you've stopped completely. You feel a little guilty. I'm a little disappointed, but you try not to think about it. You tell yourself you'll come back to it later, but deep down, part of you wonders, why can't I just finish what I start? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most people don't quit because they're lazy. They don't give up because they just never learned how to learn in a way that actually works. Let me tell you about Sarah. She wanted to learn graphic design. She bought the course, she made some progress. But after a few weeks, the videos felt overwhelming. She kept falling behind, and eventually she gave up. She thought, maybe I'm just not good at this. But the real problem wasn't her. It was the method. This video is going to change that. I'm going to show you how to learn anything step by step and actually finish it. Not with tricks, not with hype, but with a real shift in how you think and how you practice. We'll talk about why your brain resists finishing things, the secret to staying consistent without motivation, and how to make learning finally stick no matter what you're trying to learn. So if you've ever started something and stopped halfway, if you're tired of feeling like a quitter and ready to finally follow through, this video is for you. Let's change the way you learn for good. Starting is hard, but staying on track, that's a whole different kind of struggle. So here's how it usually goes. You feel that spark of motivation, you take the first step, maybe even stick with it for a few days, and then boom, you hit a wall. Maybe a lesson feels too confusing, maybe you mess up and feel silly, maybe progress feels so slow it's almost invisible. Suddenly what felt exciting now just feels heavy. And in that exact moment, your brain starts reaching for something easier. You think, just a 5-minute break. So you scroll Instagram, check TikTok, or open a game. 5 minutes becomes 30, you glance at the clock and feel that small wave of guilt, but you tell yourself, I'll do better. Tomorrow, but be honest, how many times has that tomorrow ever really come? This is where most people give up. Not because they're lazy, not because they're not smart, but because they've never learned how to push through the slow, messy, not so fun middle part of the journey. So your brain loves fast rewards, that hit of dopamine from a like, a scroll, a bite of chocolate. It feels good right now. But real growth, the kind that sticks, it's quieter, slower, but it stays with you. It changes how you see yourself. So next time you hit that wall, don't run from it. Pause. Take a breath. Think about why you started. Picture how proud you'll feel finishing what you once thought you couldn't. Even if it's just 10 more minutes, give yourself that small win. Because that's how you become someone who actually follows through. You don't wait for it to get easy. You learn to show up even when it's hard. Now let's take a moment to really understand what's going on inside your brain when you try to learn something new. Inside your brain are billions of tiny cells called neurons. Think of them like messengers, sending signals all day long. When you try something new, like learning a word in a new language or practicing a skill, these neurons build little connections called synapses. They're like tiny bridges. The more you practice, the stronger and easier those bridges become. Here's the amazing part. Your brain doesn't fill up or run out of space. It's built to grow. Every time you try again, even if you struggle, you're actually building a stronger, smarter brain. But here's what most people don't know. Learning doesn't stick the first time. That's just how your brain works. You need to come back to it again and again. Each time you return, those weak trails slowly turn into strong, clear highways in your mind. And if you forget something you just learned, that's not a sign you failed. It just means your brain didn't realize it was important yet. That's why it helps to connect what you're learning to something that really matters to you. If it ties into your dream, your future, your story, your brain listens more closely. So be kind to yourself. Forgetting isn't failure. It's just part of the process. Keep showing up, keep repeating, and trust that your brain is doing its best to help you grow one small step at a time. Let's say you are learning how to draw. That sounds exciting, but also kind of scary, right? You look at all these amazing artists online and think, how will I ever get that good? So you try to learn everything at once: anatomy, perspective, color, lighting, composition. It's just too much. And before long, you feel stuck, frustrated, maybe even like you're not cut out for this. But here's a better way to start. Focus on the one thing that's holding you back the most right now. What's the part that's making you want to give up? Maybe it's proportions. Maybe your drawings look weird or faces always come out wrong. That's okay. Just start there. When you go to a book, a video, or a course, don't treat it like you have to finish it from start to end. You don't need everything right now. Find the part that talks about your struggle. Watch that piece again and again. Take notes, try it out, mess up, then come back and try again when you're ready. This kind of focused learning feels better. It gives you a goal. I'm going to fix this one thing. And when you see even a tiny bit of progress, you feel proud. That pride becomes confidence, and that's what gives you the energy to keep going. Growth doesn't happen all at once. It happens step by step. So don't try to take on the whole mountain. Just ask yourself, what's the one thing I need to get better at today? Let that question lead the way. And if any of this is resonating with you so far, take a second to hit that like button. It really helps us keep sharing tips that matter. Now that you've got a handle on how to manage your time and energy for learning, let's go one step deeper. It's time to talk about something most people overlook: how to spot your blind spots and use them to grow even faster. Here's something most people ignore when they're trying so hard to learn something new: rest, especially sleep. We often treat sleep like it's wasted time, but it's actually one of your brain's secret weapons. While you're sleeping, your brain is busy. It sorts through everything you learned today, keeps the important stuff, and even builds new brain pathways. It's like pressing save on everything you worked so hard to learn. But that's not all. Sleep also clears out the mental clutter, the stress, the fog, the noise that makes it hard to focus or stay positive. Without enough rest, you start forgetting things. You feel scattered. You might even think, what's wrong with me? When really, you're just exhausted. And rest doesn't only mean sleep. Moving your body helps too. Exercise, even something simple like a 20-minute walk, wakes up your brain. It helps new ideas stick and gives you the energy to keep going, especially on days when everything feels heavy. And here's one more thing. Don't go through this alone. Talking to someone, sharing what you're learning, or just spending time with people you trust matters more than you think. It keeps you grounded, lifts your mood, and reminds you that you're not in this by yourself. Because when you're sitting all day, feeling isolated and pushing yourself nonstop, that's when everything feels like a struggle. That's when you want to give up. So if you want your brain to truly work for you, take care of it, sleep like your future depends on it, move like your ideas need oxygen, talk like your heart needs connection. These aren't luxuries, they are your fuel. Let's talk about something that feels productive but secretly holds you back. Multitasking. You might think you're being smart by playing music, checking messages, or watching a video while you study, but honestly, it just scatters your brain. You end up more distracted, more tired, and getting way less done. See, when you're trying to learn something new, your brain needs to switch into focused mode. This is the zone where deep thinking happens. It's how you solve problems and make things stick. But getting into that zone takes work. You've got to shut out the noise, turn off notifications, close extra tabs, pause the music, and really be there, fully present. But not all learning needs to feel like a grind. If you're someone who thinks in colors, stories, or random ideas, sometimes your brain works better in diffused mode. That's when your mind drifts a little. You daydream, you doodle, you let your thoughts connect in unexpected ways. This mode helps you reflect, absorb, and find meaning in what you've already learned. And here's the truth. You need both. Focus mode helps you dig in. Diffused mode helps you breathe, explore, and make it your own. The key is knowing which one you need at this moment. So next time you sit down to learn, take a second. Ask yourself, do I need full focus, or do I need to loosen up and let ideas come to me? Learning isn't a sprint, it's a rhythm. And when you move with it, not against it, everything starts to click. And here's something that sneaks up on a lot of us, especially if you're the creative type: trusting your gut a little too much. Don't get me wrong, Intuition feels right. It gives you confidence. It makes you think you're getting better. But sometimes that gut feeling can trick you. It can make you believe you've learned something when really you're just repeating what feels comfortable. Let's say you love drawing. You've sketched 100 heads from your imagination, and they all seem good enough. But if you've never taken time to study real anatomy, chances are those heads aren't quite right. You just can't see it yet. That's where real learning kicks in. It means slowing down, being honest about what you don't know, and choosing to work on the parts that feel the most uncomfortable. And mistakes? Don't run from them. They're not proof that you're failing. They're signs that you're on the edge of growth. So when something feels off, don't brush it aside. Look closer. Ask why. Try again this time. With care and purpose. And when things feel too confusing or abstract, make them real. Your brain loves pictures it can hold on to. Don't just think eye. Think of an eyeball like a round glass marble with soft cloth wrapped around it. That cloth? That's the eyelid. See it. Feel it. Now you won't forget it. Yes, intuition matters. But if you want to grow, don't just trust the feeling. Test it, break it, rebuild it. That's where real mastery begins. Here's one last thing that can quietly shape your whole learning journey. Don't try to pack everything into your brain all at once. It's easy to fall into that trap, especially when you're feeling pumped up and ready to go. You sit down, determined to master everything in one sitting. But your brain isn't a sponge. It's more like a garden. It needs time, space, and care to grow strong, lasting roots. When you slow down and give your brain room to breathe, something powerful happens. The things you learn begin to stick. That's why last-minute cramming almost always fades. But coming back to ideas again and again, that's where real learning lives. It's called spaced repetition. You study a little, take a break, switch topics, then circle back later. And that switch-up? It doesn't slow you down. It makes your memory stronger. Try thinking of your day like a rhythm, not a race. Give yourself time to go deep when you're focused, locked in. Then give yourself time to explore, review, or just let ideas wander. Both moments matter. One helps you grow. The other keeps you alive inside. Because in the end, learning isn't about how fast you go. It's about building something you can carry with you. And when you give your brain the rhythm it needs, you'll find that you're learning more than ever. Without the stress, without the guilt, learning something new can feel like standing at the bottom of a mountain. It's big, unfamiliar, and kind of scary. But here's the truth. You don't need to climb it all at once. You don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to have it all figured out. You just need to take that first, honest step. Whether you're trying a new skill or chasing a goal that's been sitting in the back of your mind for years, start small, make it simple, make it yours. And remember, every mistake, every stumble, every I don't get it yet, that's not failure. That's a movement. That's progress. This is only the first step in a much bigger journey. And you're not alone on it. There's so much more ahead, more ideas, more tools, more growth. And I'll be right here walking with you. So if this video helped even a little, stick around, hit subscribe when you're ready. I'll be here to help you take the next step. Keep going, you've got this.